Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss AWS backend concepts that I have learned during my 601 DevOps session, including what AWS is, how it works internally, and more cloud models, and some major AWS services like EC2, VPC, S3, IAM, and some Linux basics, automation, and a complete workflow. Let us start with what is AWS and what it does. So, AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. It is a cloud computing platform which provides on demand IT resources such as servers, storage, databases, networking, and automation tools over the internet. Instead of buying the physical servers and maintaining the data centers, this AWS allows us to rent these resources and pay only for what we use and not more. AWS is primarily used to host applications and websites. It is used to run backend services and automate deployments. This AWS works on a virtualized infrastructure where we can create a resource and these AWS assigns it a virtual hardware, networking, security, and monitoring. All these are controlled via the AWS Management Console, CLI, or APIs. Amazon owns a massive data centers worldwide, and these are divided into regions. Each region has multiple availability zones. Inside them, AWS uses virtualization to provide services like EC2, and S3, and all. So we have a few cloud service models such as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, and we discussed all these in the class. And we also have a few cloud deployment models such as public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Coming to the AWS global infrastructure, as we already discussed, it is divided into several regions. A region is like a geographical location. Like in India, we have regions like Mumbai, Hyderabad, and all those. And for each region, we have multiple availability zones, which are independent data centers. These are connected via high speed links and are used for high availability and fault tolerance. And let us discuss about a major AWS service, that is EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. It provides virtual service in AWS. It hosts backend applications, it runs web servers, and also executes scripts and services. To use EC2, we should choose a Amazon machine image and we select an instance type. We also configure network and then we attach storage to it and select some security groups. And then we connect using SSH and launch it. EC2 gives full control like a Linux server. So it is highly used. And then we have VPC. VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. It is a logically isolated network inside AWS. It allows us to control the routing and secure traffic. It defines IP address ranges. In this, we have subnets. This is a very important and highly discussed topic in our class. And subnets divide the VPC into smaller networks. We have public subnet and private subnet. Public subnet has internet access and used for EC2 web servers, and private subnet has no direct internet access. It is used for databases like RDS and all. And then we have internet gateway. Internet gateway allows communication between this VPC and our internet. Without this, we cannot access the EC2 publicly. This internet gateway is attached to the VPC and configured in route tables as we discussed in the class. Now let us go to S3. It is also one of the highly used AWS services. S3 stands for Simple Storage Service. As it suggests in the name, it is an object storage service. In this we have buckets. These buckets are containers for storing data. Each bucket has its own name and it is unique. This works as we create a bucket. We upload files into that bucket. These files or objects as we call them get stored with metadata to be controlled and accessed. This access controlled using IAM policies. It uses backup, logs, media storage, and a lot more. And then we have IAM. IAM means identity and access management. It manages authentication and authorization in AWS services. IAM components are users, groups, roles, and several others like that. And when we don't have account, we can use an IAM account from a root user. That means even if we don't have an account, when someone allows us to have their credentials, we can work as their subordinate or an employee of them, and we can use their accounts to create what we have thought. This IAM ensures secure access to AWS resources. Like it gives permissions only to few people and not to few users. Like users are individuals here, and we also have groups, collection of users, and we assign them roles like temporary access, and we give them policies that are permission based. And then we have RDS. RDS refer to relational database services. RDS provides managed databases like MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, and AWS handles this backup availability and all those. We only manage database schema, queries, and its connection. And we also learned some essential Linux concepts such as basic commands, which include ls, cd, mkdir, and several others like that. We also had a session on file system structure and user management. We then did some troubleshooting, and we then had a special session for automation and DevOps tools. One of the main things we used for Apache Tomcat. This is Java web application server, which is used to deploy some var extension files. It runs backend Java apps, and we also use Jenkins. Jenkins is a CI/CD automation tool which pulls code from Git and GitHub and builds using Maven. It deploys Tomcat automatically without manual deployment errors. So the complete workflow can be told as when developer pushes the code into Git, Jenkins pulls that code and builds an application on it. And then this artifact is stored in S3. This Jenkins deploys to EC2 Tomcat. This database, this codes database is hosted on RDS, and the EC2 runs inside VPC, and the user access this app via an internet gateway. This is the basic workflow as we can already see in the video. So to conclude, we learned all the concepts such as AWS services, Linux, networking, security, automation, and all these. These topics were covered in our DevOps session, and they helped us design a scalable, secure, and automated backend systems. That's all about it. Thank you.